When it comes to social media, I really try to follow this rule of clocking in and clocking out. Remember, social media is a type of marketing, and marketing is one department inside of your business. So I usually give myself about a half hour sometime in the morning and then a half hour again at night where I'm clocking in to go do something on social media specific, and then I'm clocking out. Today we are chatting all about social media boundaries. I have a love-hate relationship with social media. What am I supposed to do? How do you use social media as a tool without it becoming a weapon to yourself? Sometimes we pick up the phone and we scroll a lot more. When you're scrolling, it could feel like everybody's doing something amazing. If you're not doing something like that, it's really easy to fall into the trap of comparison, thinking that your life isn't as good as it could be or as good as someone else's. Social media really can become a weapon, and we forget that we have control. We actually are the ones curating what we see in our feed. By what we engage with, what we like, who we follow, we are literally helping create the algorithm of what Instagram, Facebook, Twitter is choosing to then show us. We're in control of it. And so I want to chat today about this idea of boundaries. When it comes to social media, I really try to follow this rule of clocking in and clocking out. Remember, social media is a type of marketing, and marketing is one department inside of your business. So I usually give myself about a half hour sometime in the morning and then a half hour again at night where I'm clocking in to go do something on social media specific, and then I'm clocking out. What I'm essentially doing is I'm going to clock in, I'm going to go and put up my post. When I do that, here's a little social media tip for you. I make sure that I put up some stories first. I sort of create engagement on my own account. I go in, I'll then also create engagement on other accounts. I'll like a couple things, I'll comment on a couple things, I'll maybe DM with a couple people. And then once I've sort of greased the wheels, then I'll put my post up. After I put my post up, I of course go back to my stories. I let my audience know that I put it up, let them know that there's something good, something juicy. Maybe I give them a call to action to let them know about the post or what I want them to do on the post. And then here's a trick. I actually go to the post from either earlier that day or the day before, and then I go in and I comment or I like. You can heart comments underneath. By liking or commenting on someone's comment on my past post, I'm now re-engaging, and they're going to get notified that I just liked their post. When they get that notification, they're most likely then also going to see my new post. And then I clock out. So at night I'll go back in, and at that point I'm just checking, did I miss anything? Let me re-engage. Sometimes I post twice a day, so maybe I want to do that same activity of posting. Or for me, I usually catch up in my DMs at night. So the morning is for like my posts and engagement, and night is going to be for my DMs and more engagement. The other thing for me with social media specific to Instagram, most of the accounts that I follow are my clients. That doesn't necessarily mean those are the accounts that I would want to follow. In fact, a lot of my clients are health and fitness professionals, which is the industry that I once came from. I'm not interested in consuming that content. If you were to look at what I actually want to consume or something over like on my TikTok, you're going to see that it's mostly fashion, jewelry, home decor, dog trainers. That's a lot of where my interest is. I am really not interested in following other business coaches accounts or creator accounts. We work with a lot of people, right? And I'm not necessarily interested in what they're doing in terms of the content that I want to consume. So here's another tip for you. I have another account. I actually have a couple other accounts. So there are some of my other accounts, like my old Jess Glazer account, which is the Digital Business Evolution account, which we don't post on currently. I could toggle over to that account if I wanted to and sort of scroll around for fun and look at the things that I like to consume or be unplugged from my clients. Because remember, my I Am Jessica Durr's account is very intentional for the business. What I do on there, what I post on there, what I consume on there, and how I engage on there is for the business and the growth of the business. So if I just want to mindlessly scroll, I'm not going to find what I'm looking for on my I Am Jessica Durr's account. So I do have another account that I can kind of go around. It's not a Instagram, like I'm not a fake person, it's me, but it's just an old account that I don't use anymore. I have a few, like I said, and I can go in and sort of look around and do some scrolling if I wanted to. So that's just a tip that you can do too. Another tip or trick here, this is actually just permission. You are absolutely allowed to mute and unfollow. You can also block people or accounts, right? Now, there were a couple years in my business where I was following a lot of other competitors of mine, a lot of other business coaches and content creators that were essentially doing the same thing that I was. And I found that when I would get into launch season, it would be really helpful for me to mute their account. It was more like I saw something that they posted and then it was like, oh man, she said that so well. He said that so well. That was such a good idea. Now I don't want to go say that, or I don't want to go talk about that thing because I'm afraid that maybe it'll look like I'm copying. I don't want to be talking about the exact same piece of content. We have a lot of the same followers. followers. So that kind of gets in your head. And I know because it happens to a lot of my clients as well. So there have been seasons in my business where I'll also just mute somebody for a season and then I'll unmute them when I'm maybe not in launch. And in the same breath, I have unfollowed so many people. So it wasn't about me not supporting that person or that business. It's just I'm curating my feed and I need to be really tight and strict with my intention and boundaries so that I'm making sure that I'm putting my oxygen mask on first, right? Quick tip here, if you unfollow a bunch of people at the same exact time, Instagram will flag you as a bot. Depends on the number and how fast you're doing it. But basically, if you're doing too much activity, following people, unfollowing people, even commenting and liking on too many accounts in one given time frame really quickly, they're going to flag you as a bot. You could get put into Instagram jail, as I like to call it, where they might freeze your account for 24 hours or 48 hours or a couple days. So just be careful, be mindful if you are sort of doing spring cleaning. The other thing that I have found with spring cleaning is on the reverse side, you can spring clean your followers and you can remove, of course you can block people, but you can just remove people that are bots. And the way that you can tell a lot of times that someone's a bot is the Instagram handle will oftentimes start with a bunch of numbers, or it'll just be a bunch of numbers. And of course, a lot of times there's no profile picture, there's no post, there's no Instagram bio. So the reason that you would do something like that is just to clean house, to bring your numbers down, which I know feels counterintuitive because vanity metric of having more followers, I say this in quotes, looks better. But the reality is your engagement will be better if you have less followers and more people that are active, because when you divide how many active engaged people by how many total followers, your engagement will actually improve. Content prepped ahead of time is great, but what I have found is that when I'm prepared, this is not about having 30 days of content ready to go, but if I have something prepared, I'm less likely to feel stuck. So being prepared with something, whether it's a picture, a reel, just even knowing like a trending audio you're going to use, or you have a concept of what you're going to be creating, captions already written, just like get in, get out, do your dirty work and leave. And so the preparation is going to allow that clocking in and clocking out to be much easier. Don't scroll for inspiration or motivation. First of all, inspiration and motivation are fickle. They are like caffeine. They wear off. That is not how you want to be building your business. You want to build your business on strategy. So I'm all for doing it when you're excited and motivated. It's like when you're not sitting behind the computer or the phone with the cursor blinking is when the inspiration hits. So don't rely on inspiration and motivation, and certainly do not scroll for inspiration or motivation. Two other things that I do. Number one, I flag DM conversations that I think are really important, that I want to circle back and follow up with someone. So with the flagged conversation, when we go to put out the product or the masterclass, then I'm definitely gonna go back and let that person know. I'm gonna go back, and it's really easy for me to quote unquote slide into their DMs because it's not a cold pitch. I'm not coming in, dating in the DMs. Hey girl, are you needing this thing? I'm literally doing what I said, and I'm following up with my word, which is integrity. So I'm just gonna come back. I'm going to say, hey, so-and-so, we previously talked about XYZ. Just wanted to let you know if you didn't see, the doors are open. The masterclass is here. Now you can enroll. Here's that freebie, even if it was months ago. Whether they respond, don't respond, are interested or not interested, I don't make it mean anything about me. I don't make it a sleazy DM. I'm just following up like I said that I would. Most of the time, people are so grateful. I can't believe you followed up. Oh my God, I didn't see that. This is the part that kills you, right? Like I talk about something every single day, all day, and yet somebody in my audience who wants the thing is like, oh, I didn't even see you talking about it. And you're like, what? How is that possible? And that is just proof. It's evidence that we get to talk about it more. It's okay to be unapologetic about your offers, because remember, if you have a solution to a problem, it's your responsibility to share it with the world, okay? And then the last thing that I do to sort of create boundaries, just like I create photo albums in my phone of like client testimonials and screenshots, I do the same thing in Instagram saved albums. So when you save something on Instagram, you can actually create many different little albums, and you can organize your saved items into albums. I have a quotes folder. I have a business like tips and strategies, ideas folder. So I've got lots of folders, and it just keeps my brain organized and my Instagram organized. If you have things that you do to help keep social media at sort of an arm's distance, keeping it a tool, not allowing it to be a weapon, I would love to hear about it. Love to hear about it, because I want to share it with other people. So let me know. You can shoot me a DM at I am Jessica DeRose. Shoot me a DM on Instagram. Let me know what you're doing that's working, what you loved, what your takeaways were from this episode. And as always, friends, cheers to your evolution.